Hello, Gabe Heller here, G Hohenzollern on YouTube, and How Now Brown Couch on Twitch. Today I'll be playing Minecraft, testing mods for Minecraft 1.11.2 for inclusion in our Rainbow Robot main mod pack.
Rainbow Robot, blah.
So I've been messing around with these reinforced large drums, which are new in this version of Extra Utilities 2. There seem to be tiers of drums now. So we've got demonically gargantuan drums, which require materials that you have to find somewhere in the world in a dungeon that I don't even know if it exists. Creative drum, obviously. Iron drum is the standard one. There's also a stone drum. Don't know how much it holds, but you can make it with cobblestone slabs and a bowl. That might be interesting in messing with. And reinforced large drums, which is a regular drum surrounded by diamonds and gold pressure plates. And it holds 4,000 barrels of oil, whereas these only hold 256 barrels of oil. So now that I've discovered this, I'm moving all of my drums of oil into these large drums. So this is the world that I was playing on a while back, where I made a turbine and a reactor to try and test these things. And last time I was trying to write a control program for the turbine that would work. And I finally have written one, so I'm going to show it to you here. There we go. I'm going to have to stop it in order to show it to you. Okay. That should work. Yes. Edit, sorry. I'm used to Linux. There we go. Okay, so here's the program. First, we contact the turbine with local turbine, and then turbine equals peripheral wrap back. Okay, and then we put ourselves in an infinite loop, and as long as we're in the infinite loop, which ought to be forever until we break the program or something, we get the fluid rate flow max. And I'll show you where that is on this thing here. That's this thing here. You can set the maximum flow rate. Okay, so we get the flow rate and maximum flow rate, and we print it out. Then we get the energy stored, and then we mess with the speed. So we check the speed. We only want to be running if the speed of the turbine, we only want the coils engaged if the speed of the turbine is between 850 and 950 or greater than 1750. Otherwise, we set the inductor engaged false, but we set it engaged true if we're within those ranges. That will ensure that the turbine only runs when it can be maximally efficient. Let's see. So that's all of that. Okay, then we calculate a new value for the maximum flow rate. Unfortunately, this will not work with every design of turbine. These numbers need to be figured out and changed depending. So this number here is 100,000 divided by 264, I believe. It's either that or it's 1 million divided by 264. And then 264 is what I figured out to be the maximum flow rate at which the turbine manages to operate just barely below, say, 1850 RPM. So by setting that as the maximum flow rate, we ensure that the turbine never gets over speed. And then we just gradually, as the power here, what is it? Power stored. As the energy stored approaches the maximum energy that the turbine can store, we throttle back the maximum flow rate, and that keeps the turbine from using extra power. Then we have the program here that I showed you before. And what this does is it checks to see if there is more coolant than hot fluid, and if so, then it pulls out the control rod to make the reactor hotter. On the other hand, if there is more hot fluid than coolant, then it inserts the control rod to make the reactor cooler, and it does this in an infinite loop and prints out the value. So if we start this, currently nothing is using power. As you can see. So That means that the flow rate is set to 0, and having the flow rate set to 0 eventually brings the insertion amount to 100, like so. I've put this program up on Pastebin. The Turbine program and the reactor control program are both up on Pastebin, and I will paste in chat what the names for these are, the Pastebin names, but I'll read them out aloud just so that they're on the stream as well. So the reactor fluid control program that I'm using is lowercase e6, lowercase u4, capital S, capital V, lowercase p, number 1. Okay? And the dynamic turbine control program that I'm now using is capital G, lowercase t, the number 3, lowercase j, the number 8, lowercase a, uppercase p, the number 9. Now let's see what happens if something starts using power. So I made the equivalent of a laser drill here. It's called a laser drill, interestingly enough. But the laser drill is what charges it. It's the equivalent of the precharger, and this thing, the laser base, is the equivalent of the laser drill. But I couldn't get it to work. I made a hole down to bedrock down there, as you can see. On the other hand, this is not a flat bedrock world. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe it only works properly in a flat bedrock world, or in a world with an actual void. You know, maybe you have to take it to the end. I don't know. But it doesn't seem to work properly here. It does suck up plenty of power, though, so we'll see it sucking up power and get to see what happens when it does. Okay, so we want to place it here. There we go. I think I did that right. Power is going into it, and you can see power is coming out of it and going into the laser base. But the work that the laser base is doing, regardless of whether it has a lens in it or not, is just going up and up and up and up, and nothing is ever actually happening. Yeah, the work is already at 800%. It stored it from the last time, and so far nothing's happening. The GUI is getting messed up, but other than that, like, it's not producing any ores. So I'm not entirely sure what's wrong with it. That's something I may have to look up online and mess around with. But that's the industrial foregoing equivalent of the Mine Factory Reloaded laser drill. So that's what we'll be putting up with if we can't get Mine Factory Reloaded working. Now that something is draining power, you can see here that the energy buffer is not all the way full, and we have set the flow rate to 45 millibuckets per tick. And as you can see here, yep, the flow rate seems to be continuing to increase because, oh, well, maybe not now. Yeah, so we may have reached close to equilibrium. You can see that this is withdrawing the control rod. It's only at 83% insertion at the moment. And there we go. And so those are the programs you can use, though. Be aware that there are some numbers that you will need to adjust in the turbine program. You'll have to figure out at what flow rate your turbine runs at maximum speed, at 1800 RPM, without overheating, without over-rotating. And that's the number you plug in here. That number is the number that you put in the program in that first slot. And in the second slot, you divide, I believe it's 100,000 by that number. Is that right? No, 1 million. It is 1 million. You divide 1 million by that number, and that's the number that goes in the second slot. So, ta-da. That's how you can get your turbine working efficiently. So yeah, this is filling with energy. But this has got up to 945% work and has still not done anything. Maybe we'll let it get up to 1,000 and see maybe there was just some kind of math error there, and then rather than going to 100, it goes to 1,000. That switch isn't doing anything there. I just put it there to get it out of the way. We've got the pump set up here. We've got the latex processing unit and a tree fluid extractor. So if I put with a redstone clock, and so if I put wood in here, then it gets placed here, and this starts getting latex out of it, which goes into here. Right now, there's no power going in, so let's grab a block of coal and throw it in there. There we go. And this still has plenty of power. Is that right? It is slowly running out of power. Maybe we should have made some of it into coal and put it in here. But in any case, now the pump is working. It's putting water in here, so we're getting water. We're getting latex from this machine here, the tree fluid extractor, which is slowly extracting it out of this oak wood and breaking it at the same time. And that makes these tiny dry rubbers, which we can then combine into dry rubbers, which then we can cook into these plastic sheets here that we use to build these other machines. Another thing I've been messing with here is cursed earth. And here we have, I could not find a grinder, interestingly enough. This is a mob slaughter factory, and it just produces liquid meat, unfortunately. I haven't got anything to collect their drops. I originally, oh! That's bad. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to fix a hole in the wall. Hopefully I won't die doing so. Hello, all you mobs. Oh no, a creeper. Maybe I should just fix this later and go outside for now. But I will try and fix it. Fortunately, they do seem to be fighting each other somewhat. Ah! Okay. That's not good. Oh, good. He got shot. Okay, well, but there's another one here. This is what happens when you try and mess with cursed earth in this version of Extra Utilities. It's a lot worse than cursed earth used to ever be in the past. Notice I wasn't even particularly near that explosion. That's because mobs inside were fighting each other and blew a hole in the wall. That's what happened there. Okay. And I don't think we've even dealt with these. So those black mobs, they're especially fast, and they're the ones that are produced by the cursed earth. The rest of these are only in there because it's dark. Yeah, so... like that one there. That zombie. Yeah, there we go. He got me. Well, now you're going to get to see me fight my way back from this horrible situation. So this is what I've done in the past. But in order to use this corridor, I need to sneak out. Well, hopefully not getting killed or anything. Ah, no, you see, yep, they're very fast. Very, very fast, and they just kill you. They just kill you, and there's not much you can do about it. So those are the mobs that are generated by Cursed Earth in this version of Extra Utilities 2. So be very, very careful with Cursed Earth. Let's try this out. Okay. Running immediately away. Ah, no, he's after me again. Dang nabbit! Yep. So, what can I do? I could make... well, I can sleep. Not that that'll help a lot. No, it's I can only sleep at night. I can make a wooden sword, which will help me just a little bit. Okay, there we go. We've got a sword. I don't have any cobblestone in here, do I? Nope. Okay, so this is what it's going to be. It's not yet, is it? No. Okay. Do another try. Okay. Where's the bad guy? I don't know where he is. Hello? Please don't blow up any of my stuff if you're a creeper. If you're not a creeper, please just leave me alone. Ah. Okay, well. That's bad. That's just very, very bad. Okay. Run around to here. Grab some stone. Run around. Ow! Run around to here and close the door after me and get up the stairs. Okay, so here we are. I built this little tunnel over here that leads to above the room. And from here, I should be able to... now, I don't really need to go that direction this time, so I'll block that up so I don't get shot at. Here, I should be able to access the wall, actually, or above the wall in any case, and rebuild it from above where the mobs hopefully can't get at me. There we go. Progress. Okay. I believe that the wall is now rebuilt. It's at least mostly rebuilt. So let's go have a look and see what we've got. We're probably going to die, but what are you going to do? At least at this point, nobody else is coming through the wall. Yay. Okay. Start breaking our graves, and maybe we can get a sword to defend ourselves with. There's a sword. What about this grave? That was our original grave. Our inventory was pretty full, wasn't it? Are there not any monsters out here? Did they all run back into the... I think they all ran back into... Oh, there's one left. One left. Ha-ha! Okay. I think we're safe again. Now let's go turn off this thing, because it's almost certainly not worked. Yep, we're at work 1480%, and we still haven't gotten anything. So, I don't know what's up with that. Okay. So once again, going upstairs. Hang gliders no longer work in the rain. That's a new thing. At least they work very poorly. You can still kind of descend without getting hurt, but you descend at a very steep angle. You don't really glide at all. The shield has put an end to one of my favorite things that I used to do, which was running while holding fruit in your hand. So that you would always fill up. Instead, it shields you, which slows you down. If you're carrying a shield. So now we got some food. I want to show you this. Oh, I found a horse, so I rode a horse back. There's my horse. He's doing okay. I found some holes in the fence and some villagers gone, so I think I may have lost some villagers, but I went and kidnapped some villagers from the nearby village, so I think we're back up to 4 villagers at this point. Okay, so this is what I built to get the oil out of the ground. If we go over here, you can see oil deposits are different in 1.11.2 Buildcraft, as I'm about to show you. So if we go in this cave, you'll be able to see where I got these so many barrels of oil from. This whole area here was originally full of oil. So that's one thing that it does, is it makes these kind of maze-like structures which it fills with oil on the way down to the giant thing of oil, which I am about to show you because it is quite impressive. This is not a streaming world. I just did some stuff in it that I wanted to show you. Among other things, I've been working on textures, so you can see here that my hammer now has a high-res texture. There we go. A lot of these textures I got from Sortex Fanware were the ones that they didn't have. I made myself, so that's how that happened. Okay, and somewhere below here, there it is the hole in the ground. You can see I've nerd pulled up there a couple times. Maybe I should go down this way. You can now begin to see the outlines of the giant chamber. I should have been breaking down my other nerd pole at the same time. Yeah, so this entire giant sphere here was full of oil. It was all full of oil. And as you can see down there, there's still across at the bottom of the giant chamber, there's more oil down there that the pump couldn't reach. I don't even know how much oil. That is the size of an oil deposit. in Minecraft 1.11.2. Not just that maze-like structure that I showed you before, which was completely full of oil when I started, but also this gigantic sphere. So that's a lot of oil. Don't think you'll be short of oil very often in 1.11.2. I'm not sure you can actually do anything with it. The refinery is not in the mod pack yet. There's something called a distiller instead. We've got a refinery is not there, but a distiller is. That's a distiller. It's got the recipe that a refinery used to have, so maybe it does what a refinery used to do, but I haven't built one yet. Okay, let's get back out of here. Oops, that's another thing. Nerd pulling with the shield, very hard. Probably best to put the shield away, but you can also do it if you just time it very carefully. This was my old platform. I turn on my hang glider, and here we go! This is the Open Blocks hang glider working. Yay! You can see that it descends at non-predictable rates. There are eddies in the air. I haven't actually lost that much height since I was way over there. Sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. When it's raining, it doesn't work. Oh, I still fell a little too far. So, a little more realistic physics with a hang glider in this version of Open Blocks. So this is now full of water, this is full of power. This is out of wood. We got some more wood, so we'll go ahead and put some wood in the block. There we go. And we are generating plenty of tiny dry rubber in case we do want to try and do something different in future. You can see that this is now, the energy buffer is full, so this has gone to 0, and this has gone back up to 100, and we've shut down, because we don't need any power at the moment. Cool. Okay, let's save this world.
Warning, warning, this video is almost over. Warning, warning, it's time to choose another one. This has gone on far too long, time to wake up and sing along. Warning, warning, this video is over now.